We would now move towards a presentation a presentation on digital differentiation. Please put your hands together as I invite on stage the President Strategic Partnership and Head Institutional Business Digit Insurance, Ms. Nalini Venkat. May I invite Ms. Nalini Venkat to kindly join us on stage and make the presentation. Like I mentioned, the presentation is on the digital differentiation. Inviting Ms. Nalini Venkat onto the stage.
Good evening. I know this is the last session for the day, and I don't want to be the person standing between you and the Diwali celebrations. So kindly give me 5 minutes of your time to take you through our introductory presentation for Digit Insurance. In our previous panel discussion, there was a lot of points which were raised about digital inclusion. Thank you. About digital inclusion and how we can, deliver world-class services to our customers using a digital platform. From that perspective, let me start the presentation with a small video which would be introducing Digit Insurance. May we have the video, please? Oh, please do. Thank you.
We are not over. Please be seated. Kindly be seated. Nalini will be giving a presentation now. Yeah. After that, we have an award ceremony. So please be seated. Request all of you to be seated, please.
Thank you for that, and may we have the video, please? Thank you. That was a Digit Insurance quick introduction to you. I have a 2-slide presentation. I know that it's late in the evening. All of us are very keen to get back home and celebrate Diwali. I request 5 minutes of your time to just do a quick look at what we have to offer. Can we have the next slide, please? So, microfinance, companies have done a great job in securing loans, and it has helped insurance to penetrate into the segments which they were earlier not open to. So I think microfinance companies, partnership with microfinance companies has helped us to increase our penetration. And almost majority of the loans which are issued by companies today are secured by a life insurance policy, and we are also doing some cross-sell of Hospi-Cash policies to provide health insurance support to your customers. But as penetration of microinsurance grows, there is an income generating asset which is uninsured today, like the income generating loans are used to come up with shops, to come up with cattle, or a sewing machine which is helping the lady to generate income. And when the income generating asset is damaged or it is lost, the only last resort the customer has is to go for another loan. So instead, if we can stitch together, along with micro finance companies, stitch together small ticket size insurance products which would help them insure their asset against any kind of loss or damage, that will help them to secure their livelihood. And secondly, as in the previous panel we were talking about, we are giving them loans, that's great, and they're generating income out of it. Can we give them some kind of a savings product? So insurance companies can come up with small savings product where premium can be palletized and collected on daily basis or fortnightly basis or monthly basis, to ensure that these women not only have their lives secured, they also get some kind of small savings in place to build up a capital for their future requirements. So these were few points which I wanted to make, that great, we have a great penetration with loan attachment products. Can we look at some kind of a cross-selling which will help us protect the income generating assets and also help them to create some savings from their income? Can we move to the next slide? So there is a very famous saying that when you buy insurance, everything is covered, and when you make a claim, nothing is covered. So it's very important that we communicate to our customers that insurance is a contract and it comes with exclusions. So we would like to be transparent with our customers and explain to them what is covered and what is not covered. So I think microfinance companies need their customers to be communicated in regional languages, and these brochures and videos in Kannada, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu helps customers to understand what products they're buying, and tomorrow if there is a claim denied, they exactly know what is covered under their policy. Because insurance is not rocket science. At the end of the day, it is common sense. And communicating this to your last mile communication with vernacular language and audiovisual communication has helped us to create insurance awareness. Can we move to the next slide? So lastly, our name is Digit, so we have a digital solution to manage claims, because we see that unlike regular customers, microfinance customers access government hospitals, they go to small clinics across the town, and they're not able to come up with the right documentation to get the claim. So at Digit, what we have done is that if the hospitalization is less than 6 days, then we do not ask for any document except the discharge summary. But if it is more than 6 to 8 days, then we ask them for supporting documents. It helps us to address the claim within 3 days of registration, and the customer service is much higher. And one area where we see that there is a lot of issues in claims management is KYC mismatch. Because when people enroll themselves to take a loan, they use maybe a election ID card which says Nalini V, and at the time of claim they may use a driving license which says Nalini Venkat, and then claims get stuck because the name is not matching with the policy. So can we leverage the KYC document available with the microfinance company so that we ensure that the claim settlement time is reduced? So by using some of these methods, we are able to settle 96% of our claims in 3 days. And we will also be able to give a customized portal which will help people to intimate claim, upload documents, and also look at the claim status by self-service on the portal itself. So that's the end of my presentation. We are here if you want to discuss any further questions or any queries you may have. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing this information with us. May I request Mr. Gigi Maman to kindly join us on stage and present a memento to Miss Nalini Venkat, requesting Mr. Gigi Maman to kindly join us onto the stage to present a memento to Miss Nalini Venkat. A huge round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move towards the very exciting moment of these 2 days national conference, the awards ceremony, followed by the valedictory session. May I invite our dignitaries of the award ceremony and the valedictory session onto the stage, please. Please put your hands together as I request the ED and CEO of Sa-Dhan, Mr. Gigi Maman, to kindly join us on stage. And ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we invite the ex-Vice Chancellor of Gandhi Gram Institute, currently heading the Seva Bharat, and the Chairperson Seva Bank after Ela Ben, Padma Shri, Miss Renana Jabwala. Very warm welcome to you, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly put your hands together and we can make it a little louder as we invite on stage Padma Shri, Miss Renana Jabwala. Very warm welcome to you, ma'am, and namaskar. May we also invite on stage DMD SIDBI, Mr. Prakash Kumar. Very warm welcome to you, sir. We request you to kindly join us onto the stage. We're requesting Mr. Prakash Kumar, if he can hear us, to kindly join us onto the stage. We are welcoming Padma Shri Ms. Renana Jabwala with a plant. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us, taking out time from your valuable and a very busy schedule. We request DMD SIDBI, Mr. Prakash Kumar, to kindly join us onto the stage. And as he joins us onto the stage, may I request Mr. Gigi Maman to kindly present a plant and welcome him to the valedictory session, to the award ceremony, and to the stage. Very warm welcome to you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move towards the Ela Ben Memorial Award for the Best Gender-Friendly MFI, and we begin by requesting Shri Gigi Maman to kindly say a few welcome words for our guest and for everybody present here.
Well, it's the last session of the conference, and I know people are all become very impatient and many have left. Doesn't matter. Let's have the award function and valedictory section quickly. So I welcome all of you for this valedictory section, especially my special welcome to Madam Renana Jabwala. She is ex-president of chairperson of Seva Bank after Ela Ben had passed on that position to her. Then we have our DMD. Mr. Prakash Kumar with us. He will be delivering a valedictory address to us. So I welcome both of you for this valedictory session as well as award function. I welcome all of you who are sitting here for this brief function, and I request you to kindly be seated till the program is over. Let me give us just a brief of what this award is. This is the first time we are instituted an award, and we have instituted this award in the name of Miss Ela Ben. You all know that she's a doyen of microfinance in the country. She was the one visionary leader who started the Seva Bank and the Seva entire group of activities. And she was also the first chairperson of Sa-Dhan and the founders of one of the founder member of the Sa-Dhan, and she continued to be a chair emeritus of Sa-Dhan till her death. She has just, her first death anniversary has been just completed about a few days back. So we thought it is in the fitness of things, when we are instituting an award for the best women-friendly MFI, we should institute in the name of our great leader, Ms. Ela Ben, who was the great I would say, advocate of women empowerment and supporter of women empowerment. And as I said, she is also has been a part of Sa-Dhan throughout her journey. So, on her name, we are instituting this award. This award is called as Ela Ben Memorial Award for the best women-friendly MFI. In fact, this is the first year we are doing it. We have learned a little lessons out of that also. So probably next year we would be expanding the scope of this award. We will not limit ourselves to the MFI, because this time it was originally thought it's MFI, but then we found that other institutions were also doing well, but then unfortunately we couldn't do much at the last moment. So this year we will do it only for the best MFIs who have a good women-friendly policies and environment. When I say women-friendly, almost we all know that all the MFIs are working for the women as the borrowers. So everyone is sensitive to or sensitized to the needs of the women. I am not making a distinction between that. I am only making a distinction in terms of the number of women employees in their roles. Women employees means which includes the field level workers, the staff, the senior management, and also board position people. So by looking at the people at the different levels of working in an organization, we came to a conclusion of giving this award. So that is how we have assessed this. As I said, next year the scope of the award will be definitely expanded to have all institutions, all member institutions, which includes the banks, SFBs, or the NBFCs also eligible for this award. So we'll start the award, and I would request Rituparna to give a brief and announce the awardees so that you can start the award ceremony. Thank you.
They have come from Orissa to accept this award. Annapurna microphone. Okay, Annapurna.
Is it Pune based Annapurna or?
No, this is Orissa based. And the other one goes to Midland Microphone Limited. In the next category, we have Annapurna Mahila Cooperative Credit Society. They have come from Medhatai. And the last one is Valaraditi Social Finance Private Limited. Valaraditi Social Finance Private Limited. We have very few people in this hall, so please make it a little louder to make. Thank you so much and congratulations, participants. So may I now request Ma'am Renena Jabwala to share a few words with us. We would love to hear.
So good evening, everybody. And I think many of you may I ask this audience, how many of you have heard the name of Ela Ben? Could you put up your hand? Few of you. Everybody. Is it? Actually, perhaps when she was introduced, I would like to emphasize that Ela Ben was not just the founder of Seva Bank, but she was also the initiator. She was the first mover, since Seva Bank was the first microfinance institution. And she was also the initiator, along with Vijay Mahajan and Mr. Brij Mohan, of the microfinance movement, of which you are all now part. So please, when you remember her, remember that she actually started this movement happening to change the regulations, encouraging women to join. So that's her real contribution to microfinance. You may not know, she also started, you've heard of Friends of Women's World Banking, but she also brought the microfinance movement internationally through Women's World Banking, which is still a very thriving institution based in New York. So Ela Ben was the founder of the microfinance movement, and it would be good if we remembered that. And she was also not only that. She started the microfinance movement for empowerment of women. And even today, we are now giving awards if you have a few women employees. But if you look at it, all the microfinance loans are going to women, or most of the microfinance loans are going to women. So it is a very strange situation where all the consumers, or 90% of the consumers, are women, and 90% of the providers are men. Perhaps we should think about that. And we should also think about what is it about our relations that women remain at the bottom of the pyramid. Ela Ben's contribution was to make women visible, to give them some voice, and to show that their lives can become viable and their institutions can become viable. And I'm also very happy to see that one of the institutions that she started, which is Sa-Dhan, has become viable. And I hope it will continue and will keep promoting the microfinance movement, but also will attempt to make the microfinance movement have more than 10% women, and even in its own conclaves have a large contingent of women, so that we all know where our money is really going. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Renana ji, for blessing us with your words. Ladies and gentlemen, I quickly take this moment to request Shri Prakash Kumar ji to kindly present the valedictory note.
Thank you. A very good evening to all of you. It's not easy to sit through 2 days of sessions after sessions, and that's visible. And the people who are sitting here, I mean, all credit goes to them for seeing it through the 2 days and still, surviving the onslaught of speakers and ideas and discussions and deliberations. So hats off to all of you. This conference was a special conference in the sense that Sa-Dhan completed 25 years, and it has been a long journey, and we are happy to share that SIDBI also started its microfinance program around the same time, in the year 1999, on 1st of January to be precise. We launched our SFMC, which is SIDBI Foundation for Microcredit. All of you who are associated with the microfinance sector must have heard this name. And very soon, this SFMC is also going to complete 25 years. It has been a long journey. If you look back, what started with the informal segment lenders like societies and trusts and NGOs, prior to launching SFMC, SIDBI did a microcredit program in which we lend to these entities for onward lending to their members, women members, most of which was basically an outcome of an SHG kind of a movement wherein capacity building was done, but the funding was not made available to the extent it was envisaged. And this program was highly successful, and we started, by its success, we actually launched this SFMC, and the mission was, the mission of SFMC was that we wanted to create a large network of viable, strong microfinance institutions in the country. And when we proudly look back after 25 years, we have a sense of satisfaction and achievement that not only these entities, the NGOs went on to become NBFCs, they went on to become full-scale banks like Bandhan and small finance banks, and now the entire microfinance lending is well diversified into all kinds of institutions. And this was perhaps made possible by all the players who have been part of this very, very important journey. On our part, our focus was not only on lending as a DFI. Lending was one piece of it. There was a lot of other financial, non-financial services that was extended, be it developing a capacity assessment rating for the sector, which actually helped these informal entities, NGOs, to get loan, get themselves graded, rated, and get loans from the larger banking sector besides SIDBI. Be it investing in their capacity building through technical assistance on an annual basis, investing in their capabilities, be it assessment of code of conduct, which was again formalized by Sa-Dhan as also MFIN, third-party independent assessment of the code of conduct, which actually brought a lot of confidence of all the lenders to this sector, be it giving transformation loans to these entities to convert into regulated entities. So this journey has been a very, very sweet journey for the entire microfinance sector. Today we stand at more than 3.5 lakh crore of outstanding, 6 crores of client base. Now, the next question to be asked is that, how do we see the next 25 years panning out? And a lot of deliberations has happened during the course of this journey. One question which we have always faced as a microfinance sector is, are we charging usurious rate of interest? This question has been answered many times, but still, time and again, this question keeps on getting raised in the political sector, political fraternity, the government officials, etc. Although the RBI regulation is now very, very clear, the recent regulations which harmonize the microfinance lending across all the entities has brought in a lot of clarity, given the microfinance institutions a lot of space to innovate, get into difficult areas, but still that question continues to haunt us, that, and this question all the MFIs should ask themselves, that are we doing business, are we a commercial entity doing business with the poor women, or are we social enterprises who's making a difference in the life of the people? It's a very important question, because if it's just a commercial entity lending, your way your approach is completely different. But if you feel that you are there as a social enterprise, changing the lives of the people, then the approach is completely different. We still have an example of the only not-for-profit entity, Cashpore, which has become one of the oldest MFIs, which has become an NBFC now, the only NBFC which is not-for-profit, and they are doing a wonderful job. So this impact that we are creating in the lives of the people that we are serving is very, very important question that most of us are conscious of, the others need to be more conscious of. Sa-Dhan did a study on impact of microfinance lives of people. That was a small study, and we are working with Sa-Dhan to actually, the major project that we have undertaken is that let's look at a much larger segment of customers, let's look at much larger segment of the entities, and see IGIDR has been roped in for that study. It must have been heard during this 2 days. And this study is expected to bring out not only the best practices, which many of the MFIs are following to make an assessment of the impact, like there are entities who do impact assessment on an annual basis, the example which I gave, but also, and disseminating that to the other players in the industry that how you should go about assessing impact and make it a kind of a more credible reporting kind of a thing, and also looking at the clients that are they moving on, are their lives improving? Because the moot question which comes is that a customer is there with you, 25, 30 years of microfinance has been there. If a customer has been there with you for 8 cycles, 10 cycles, and still a microfinance customer, that means have we made a difference in their lives? Have they moved up the ladder? So that's where the role of moving the microfinance customers to enterprise level customers, and finally to a formal institution like a bank is a big question that SIDBI also has been struggling. They may have talked about the Prayas program of SIDBI, in which we have partnered with many of the microfinance institutions with this single focus that at least pick up 10% of your customers who are willing to graduate, provide loans to them. You have this problem of the portfolio, eligible portfolio, which is defined by the regulation, it cannot be less than 75%. So you partner with us and originate these loans in our books so that you continue to serve them and you don't have this problem of eligibility in your books till you move to many of the NBFCs are actually thinking of setting up enterprise lending subsidiaries or associates also. So this is one part. The other part is that, again, this must have been talked about, is the formalization of this informal enterprises. That's an important agenda which SIDBI has picked up, along with the partnering with the Ministry of MOSME. We talk about so many enterprises in the country, 6 crore, 7 crore, 8 crore, anybody's guess. Nobody knows how many enterprises are there because there's no perfect data. Now, because of this lack of data, a lot of government programs which are to be directed towards this segment gets basically distributed to unproductive areas. So this program, which you must have heard during the discussion, is that we are partnering with, so every MSME has to get a unique registration Udyam registration certificate, it is called, for which GST is mandatory and PAN, etc. is mandatory to get that URC. But if you are in the informal segment, you cannot get this certification. So this Udyam Assist platform, which has been launched in January this year, the informal segment enterprises can also be registered on the Udyam platform through an Udyam Assist model. And here the model works is that the MFIs or the NBFCs or the small finance banks, they get their customer, they certify that that's a micro enterprise or a small enterprise. And based on that certification, the registration is given. And you'll be glad to know that almost 1 crore enterprises, informal sector enterprises, has been onboarded in just 6 months. Just 6 months. And we are looking to get at least 3 to 4 crore of them onboarded, give them a digital footprint, a digital identity, a unique Udyam registration certificate. And RBI has now made it mandatory that if you want to get the priority sector benefit, any bank, against the MSME portfolio, agri it has still not come, but against the MSME portfolio, if you want to get the priority sector benefit, the Udyam registration certificate is mandatory. So egged by that, the banks, small finance banks, because they want to show that portfolio is priority sector, they are moving these on the platform. The contribution of the MFI sector so far has not been very significant. Perhaps we don't need that incentive to get them the URC certificate out of maybe 1 crore of registration which has been done. And just to give a perspective, the total registrations on the formal segment is just 1.5 crore. All through in the history. And this is 1 crore has been reached in 6 months, and this will go up to 4 to 5 crores. So it's our duty to get all these customers to whom we are serving, if we feel that they are running an enterprise, they're running a business, to get them registered on that platform, because a lot of things will flow into it, a lot of benefits will flow into them, and they'll get formalized. At least we have contributed to their growth journey. Because as we talk about a 5 trillion economy, and we all realize that unless this segment, the informal segment, starts delivering in a big way, that will remain a distant dream. And for that, the microfinance segment has a very important role to play in whichever way they are bringing out. You call it financial inclusion, you call it poverty alleviation, you call it business support, but whatever we are doing, we are all playing a very important role. So through that impact study and maybe internalizing that impact assessment on an annual basis in our routine reporting kind of a thing, I think we can actually tell the world that what's a good thing that you are doing. And many of the concerns which keep on coming from time to time, it can get addressed. Because we always see this challenge. Every 1 or 2 years, we always see this challenge. The political system, they always raise this question that what business is viable at 24, 26%, 30%? Are you doing any difference in the life of the people, or you're just making money with them? This question needs a very deep answer as we go to the next 25 years of Amrit Kal, as the Sa-Dhan conference talks about. The other thing that we are doing is, in terms of, again, once you have an URC certificate, we are talking to NPCI to come out with a product. So if you have seen the microfinance journey, you will realize that so far in 25 years, hardly any product innovation has happened. We are only giving term loans. It can be a 1-year term loan, it can be a 2-year term loan, it can be a slightly longer tenor term loan, it can be a top-up loan, it can be a loan in the name of health or housing or whatever. But all, so far, it has been a term loan. So if this experiment is successful, we are working with NPCI very closely, we'll start a pilot very soon. We want to extend credit on UPI to these customers. So if you're giving them a loan of, say, 50,000 rupees, 20 or 30% of it should come as a revolving facility, which the customer can use as per his will through his mobile phone. This will also push digital inclusion. It will also push people to use more and more UPI in their day-to-day transactions, and it will give them a flexibility of paying interest only on the amount which they need. They can draw, they can repay on a monthly basis. So this also should become a reality maybe in the next 1 year, only partnering with more and more MFIs. The banks can do that. The small finance banks can do it, the bandhans can do that, but MFIs, which still caters to a large segment, and MFI will continue to have a predominant role, because it's discussed that once you become a bank, all of a sudden, all those kinds of questions start coming in, that you have an unsecured book and your rating gets impacted, so consciously they have to bring down the microfinance portfolio. So while they continue to serve, the growth will come in the MFI, the pure play MFIs, as we call it in that space. And for that, the product innovation is very, very necessary. On the other side, the credit life insurance we all have been doing. There was talks of various insurance companies doing a lot of things. Health insurance is a very, very important aspect. All those who are practitioners of microfinance, you understand that one health issue which happens in the life of the poor people, whatever effort has been done in the last 3 to 4 years, it just gets washed out and is driven below the poverty line. So we have a large program. In fact, we are talking to DFS. Secretary, Honorable Secretary himself has made the suggestion that you're working so deeply with microfinance institutions. Why can't we get them aligned with the Ayushman Bharat scheme of the Government of India? So many of the MFIs are providing maybe a health mediclaim kind of a facility, hospi cash kind of a facility, but the synergy between the government program of Ayushman Bharat, hospitalization, and what you are doing is not there. So we are working on that also. We have organized a meeting of all the MFIs with the National Health Authority, and hopefully something will come out. So other than credit life insurance and the vulnerability insurance, the asset insurance, and the climate kind of an insurance, this health insurance, and linking them to this becomes a very, very important. The overall scheme of things, if you see, if you take a holistic approach to your whole MFI lending business, it will create much better results and give you much bigger satisfaction. So these are some of the things that we have in mind for next maybe 5 years. Obviously, our chairman made some point with regard to whether the relevance of MFIs will be there or it will not be there going down the line, because data is becoming the king. Once the data comes, then a lot of people will be able to provide those loans perhaps at a much cheaper rate. Whether you'll have a relevance or not is a question that constantly we have to think, keep on thinking. My sense is that this will take a very long time to actually reach that level where you can give a digital loan to an MFI customer. The touch is very, very important. The collections, the follow-up, etc., is very, very important. And for that, you will certainly have a role. How the role will pan out, like we said, Prayas, we have been able to reach 150,000 customers, 1,800 crore of portfolio in last 2 years, and all of the partners on the field are MFIs. So different kinds of model can develop. Enterprise lending will take shape. The formalization will take shape. And a lot of exciting things will happen. But the bottom line is that we should be more conscious of measuring the impact on the lives of the customer and reporting it so that we don't have these kinds of issues which the sector keeps on, some state or some level, something or the other keeps on happening. And responsible lending is, of course, the key. So regulator has put in a lot of checks and balances, a lot of focus is there. The SROs are doing their job. So a lot of discipline has come in the lending, but I guess it's our own responsibility to, as an important sector player, to not just make it a business with the people at the bottom of the pyramid, but a social business at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful valedictory note. We would now like to thank our guest, and may I request Gigi sir to kindly present a memento and thank our guest. We'd like to present a memento to Ms. Rehana Jabwala. Thank you so much, ma'am. Your presence means a lot to us. It's a huge blessing for all of us. May I request Gigi sir to kindly present a memento to Shri Prakash Kumar ji. Thank you so much, sir. Presenting a stool and a plaque to our guest. Thank you so much. With that, we are moving forward to the last leg of our valedictory session.